We had Roy booked in the Frontier Hotel in Las Vegas, and before his show, we were sitting down and watching the news one evening. This was 1974, and it showed this group of Russian dignitaries getting off the plane in Seattle, Washington, attending the World's Fair there. And they were talking about what their trip had been and how interesting it was. And the commentator said, "Is there any place you want to go that you haven't been?" And the leader of the group said, "Yes, we wanted to go to Las Vegas, but it's not on our schedule."
Jim is the one that came up. He said, "Why don't we invite them down here, down to Vegas?" And so we all got to mingling together and talking, and they were saying, "Why don't you come to our country? We'd like to have you come to our country, and we will show you the same hospitality that you have graciously showed us." And that, you could see the light go off in Jim Halsey's mind.
When we looked at that audience, before the first note was played or sung, it was a cold, hostile audience. They were there. They didn't like Americans. They were afraid we were going to bomb them at any minute. They had a whole attitude. And Roy said to everybody, he said, "We're going to go out there and entertain those people and show them what America is really about. It's about love and friendship, and we're here to tell those people that we're their friends." And before that show was even halfway through, those people were clapping and applauding. And for America, Roy Clark and the Oak Ridge Boys, Buck Trent and that whole troop, probably made more friends in that 3 weeks' time than any other diplomatic procedures that had ever happened before. Without any political message at all, our message was friendship and harmony. That was a big changing point in my life, because I realized that we really can do some good. Being discovered boils down to just two things: being seen and heard. Seen and heard by someone that can do something for you. It's just that simple. If you're good, pretty soon there's going to be somebody that you're playing in front of that can do something for you. I didn't discover Hank Thompson, but Hank Thompson discovered me. Through Hank, I was able to discover Wanda Jackson. From Wanda, she introduces me to Roy Clark.
Jim Halsey, who was Roy Clark's manager, had seen the old Mazeppa show at Channel 6, and he came by one day and said, big old Cadillac and, you know, diamond rings that diverted airline traffic, and I thought, who's this guy? You know, I mean, this is wild. You know? And he said, well, he introduced himself, a very nice man, but I just thought he was crazy. I mean, he said, how would you like to be on HEO? And I said, well, I don't know, it's pretty corny. And, you know, oh no, I'll just do Mazeppa. And then I said, what kind of money could a fellow make on it? He says, well, let's see, it's after scale is, I think, $600 a show. And I, you know, I passed out, and when I was revived, I signed up. Because that was more than I'd make in a year here, you know.
One night at home, I was actually down by the pool, cleaning the pool, and my wife came out on the balcony of our house, a second-story home, and she says, Jim, this is like 9 o'clock at night. She says, Time magazine is calling you from New York. Wow, I couldn't get up that hill fast enough because, I mean, maybe it's about the Judds, maybe it's about Reba or Roy or the Oaks, or, you know, a combination of, maybe it's even about our company. You know, talking about all, putting these things together. By the time I got to the top of the hill, my heart was just pounding. I don't know whether I was going to be able to talk to him or not. This is Jim Halsey. Jim Halsey, this is Sue Ann from Time magazine in New York City. We have a special offer on subscription we want to offer you. I said, what? Yes, now we can get you Time magazine for 50% off of the cover price if you'll order tonight. And on top of that, we'll send you a pocket radio Well, I tell you, we get so wrapped up in what we're doing, we think it's all about us. And we think it's all about our artists and our company and that. And it wasn't tonight. But the thing is, I'm a dreamer. So why not dream that? If Time magazine is calling me at 9 o'clock at night, why don't I dream that they're going to use my artist or have a cover or something? I became interested in teaching young people about the business because a lot of people that came into the Jim Halsey company didn't have experience in the music business, but maybe they were selling for a radio station, or they were selling automobiles, or they had that ability to sell and that ability to network and meet people, but they didn't know anything about the music business. So we'd have to have a short course of what it's about and why it's important, records and how you make money with records and music publishing and how you make money with the song. So I decided I was going to sell my company and become involved in teaching on a full-time basis. It was fulfilling for me to help and teach young people, and this is where I met Scott Booker. He came over and did our class at the Halsey Institute. He taught at Oklahoma City University, and he's one of the brightest young managers that I know, and really creative. And he passed a lot of that on. Now I notice that he's, involved in teaching as well. And I think all of us in any kind of business, after we've gone so far, if we've been successful, we'd like to pass that on to other people, to young people, or old people either, that want to change their way of livelihood and become and do something else. So I'm gratified that I have a chance to do that. I had an old Indian medicine man tell me one time to always follow my dreams. He said, when you stop following your dreams, you'll stop having them. I'm still following my dreams today.